Can you seriously believe we are watching this play out right in front of our eyes? Because when Lady C steps into the spotlight to drag one of the most bizarre, heavily whispered conspiracies back into total chaos, you know we are dealing with pure, unadulterated royal drama. We are talking about the ultimate credibility crisis.
She wasn't going to give her time or her energy to the British people or serving humanity.
Meghan Markle never thought in a million years that she would provide proof of her real age.
Keep the same energy for the rest of the information that is on here, including the date of her birth, which shows August 4th, 1981.
Before Meghan Markle turns 45 on August 4th, 2026, Lady C is relentlessly tearing into the very foundation of her public timeline, forcing everyone to question whether the woman we have been watching for years is even giving us the real story. Let's not pretend this is just about a simple calendar date or a harmless internet whisper. On paper, everything looks pristine, right? Public records say she was born on August 4th, 1981, making her 44 right now and pushing her straight toward that major 45 milestone. But honey, when has anything involving Meghan Markle ever been that clean? The rumor mill does not just survive on dates, it survives on pure, unadulterated suspicion. Every single time a milestone approaches, the past comes back to haunt her. People are digging up old database listings, ancient acting profiles, random school timelines, and cached internet footprints, asking the one question that sends shockwaves through her entire empire. How old is she really?
So, Meghan Markle is off by a few years there. 1997, she would have been 16 or 17 years old.
And that is exactly where Lady C delivers the killing blow. Lady C doesn't need to produce a vault of hidden smoke-filled documents to do damage, because her target isn't just a birth year, it's the absolute destruction of public trust. When an audience already suspects that an image is overly manufactured, heavily managed, and meticulously curated behind closed doors, even a basic birthday starts looking like a performance. Think about the pattern. The controlled interviews, the perfectly timed lifestyle brand launches, the carefully orchestrated emotional storytelling, and the constant need to control the narrative before anyone else can touch it. Critics look at that spotless, glittering facade and immediately start searching for the cracks. They see a woman whose every single move feels like a polished PR exercise, making it terrifyingly easy for millions of people to believe that even her age could be part of the grand illusion.
So, if you go over on Google, is she lying about her age? It currently says August 4th, 1981, that she is 41. Well, she would be 42 today.
But wait, because just when you think the conspiracy has reached its absolute peak, the plot twists in the most unexpected direction imaginable, dragging Meghan's own inner circle right into the fire. Enter Abigail Spencer. Yes, the former Suits co-star and longtime ride or die who shares not just a deep bond with Meghan, but the exact same publicly listed birthday and birth year of August 4th, 1981. Can you fathom the sheer irony? Instead of an outsider or a vicious enemy blowing the lid off the story, it is her own closest companion who becomes tangled up in the timeline debate. Supporters look at Abigail and see pure, unvarnished loyalty, warmth, history, and proof that Meghan has genuine, long-term relationships standing strong outside the royal battlefield. But the critics? Oh, they see something entirely different. They look at Abigail as just another carefully placed piece on the board, another friendly face softening the blow, another strategic character witness designed to make the Hollywood lifestyle brand narrative feel grounded and deeply relatable. It turns friendship itself into a public weapon, a piece of branding material where nobody can quite tell where the genuine affection ends and the image management begins. That is the heavy, suffocating pressure Meghan is walking under as she marches toward her 45th birthday. The documents might point to 1981, and Abigail might share the exact same timeline, but the doubt refuses to die because the trust problem is entirely real. Lady C knows exactly how to tap into that collective skepticism, turning a weak internet rumor into a full-scale referendum on whether the public believes a single word of the narrative being sold.
But do you think this is actually going to help her get the show back on Netflix in any way?
And that brings us straight to the heart of the matter. Because when you strip away all the noise, the endless online chatter, and the frantic defense mechanisms, the real story has never actually been about a simple calendar date or a random internet whisper. Lady C understands human psychology better than almost anyone else in this commentary space, knowing full well that once a public figure loses the absolute benefit of the doubt, every single ordinary fact becomes instantly vulnerable to attack. A birthday transforms into a battleground, a timeline turns into a full-scale conspiracy, and a public record gets casually dismissed by people who have already decided that the entire narrative is entirely protected. That is the exact paradox Meghan Markle has brought upon herself by spending years desperately trying to manage every single pixel of her public life. The more polished, airbrushed, and meticulously controlled the image becomes, the harder critics push back, searching frantically for any hidden crack in the armor. Every time a new lifestyle venture launches, every time a carefully edited interview drops, and every time a friendly face steps into the frame to validate the narrative, this skepticism only grows deeper and more entrenched.
It's just bad, if not worse, than they are in the United States. What makes them think the UK is going to be any better?
This does not mean that every single accusation thrown by the internet mob is completely factual, nor does it mean that every piece of online gossip deserves to be treated as absolute truth, but it explains with brutal clarity why Lady C's calculated attacks land with such devastating force. Lady C is not merely fighting over a birth year on a certificate, she is tearing into the entire concept of the Meghan brand, a brand that has managed to become one of the most intensely polarized public images in modern celebrity history. For her fiercely loyal supporters, Meghan still represents a powerful symbol of reinvention, fierce independence, and sheer survival after escaping the intense pressure of the royal institution. But for her relentless critics, she represents the exact opposite of masterclass in self-promotion, narrative control, and endless contradictions. The Real Age rumor sits right in the dead center of that massive cultural split, acting as a lightning rod for everything people love or loathe about her. Supporters look at the age debate and see nothing more than another cruel, obsessive, and completely unnecessary attack designed to prevent Meghan from simply living her life in peace. Critics look at the exact same situation and view it as yet another valid reason to ask tough questions about transparency, authenticity, and credibility. And for neutral observers watching from the sidelines, it serves as undeniable proof of a much deeper ailment, not necessarily concrete proof that Meghan lied about her birth certificate, but undeniable proof that her public trust deficit is completely real and utterly inescapable. This is precisely why Abigail Spencer matters twice in this high-stakes drama. First, acting as the ultimate birthday twin who awkwardly complicates the conspiracy theory, and second, standing tall as a devoted inner circle witness to the exact version of Meghan that the public is constantly being pressured to accept. When it comes to Meghan Markle, friends are never just casual friends in the public conversation. They morph seamlessly into powerful symbols, character witnesses, and vital props in the ongoing war of public opinion. Abigail Spencer entered this chaotic story because of the undeniable birthday connection, sharing that exact same public birth year of 1981, which immediately threw a massive wrench into the clean narrative the critics wanted to build. But her overarching importance goes far beyond a shared date on a calendar, because Abigail represents the precious thread of continuity. She bridges the gap between the pre-royal Hollywood days and the current post-royal branding empire, reminding everyone that Meghan had a life, a career, and a distinct identity long before she ever walked down the aisle or stepped foot inside a royal palace. For the supporters, this connection is a comforting reminder of genuine, long-term loyalty that humanizes Meghan and strips away the toxic corporate gloss. But for the critics, Abigail Spencer is just another carefully coordinated piece of the puzzle, proving that Meghan surrounds herself with friendly faces designed to soften her image and make her stories feel more relatable. Both perspectives can coexist without canceling each other out, because in the ruthless world of modern celebrity culture, real relationships can effortlessly double as high-stakes branding material. Yet, Lady C's relentless criticism cuts straight through all of that emotional window dressing, demanding that the audience look past the polished friendship narrative and question what purpose it truly serves. As Meghan Markle marches steadily toward her 45th birthday, that public case remains under immense pressure. Turning 45 is not inherently scandalous, but with Meghan, a birthday can never remain a quiet affair. It becomes a headline, a debate, a referendum on whether the public still believes the stories being sold. The timing gives Lady C's critique an an unstoppable ticking clock, inviting everyone to look backward and ask whether the grand reinvention is actually holding together. Ultimately, the real age story is far more complex than a simple viral rumor, sitting at the intersection of public records, fierce loyalty, deep-seated distrust, and image management. Abigail Spencer sharing that birthday does not definitively prove Meghan lied, but it elevates the debate into a much larger examination of credibility. That is where Lady C truly wins, because she successfully challenges not just a single date on a calendar, but the entire foundation of trust surrounding Meghan Markle.